Chairman Kassar, thanks so much for being here.
Very welcome.
So let's talk about this new ballot access problem first. You're one of the minor parties that has to get more votes this year compared to last year to gain automatic ballot access in the next election cycle. But if memory serves, the Conservative Party has gotten well over the threshold in the past election year. I think in the most recent, in the gubernatorial election, you got more than 200,000 votes, obviously far above the 130,000 threshold. Are you worried at all about the Conservative Party meeting the threshold for automatic ballot access this year?
No, I'm not. The actual rule is 130,000 or 2% of the total vote that came out for either governor or president, whichever is higher. This year, I would estimate that the required vote is going to be between 160 and 170,000 votes. President Trump got 292,000 votes on our line 4 years ago. I am anticipating he would do at least as well, particularly with the turnout being anticipated to be maybe 20% higher this year versus 4 years ago. And if that wasn't enough, the Conservative Party has traditionally run campaigns around their presidential candidate, and we are running one right now. We are spending money asking conservatives and others, of course, to vote on the Conservative Party line for President Trump.
Do you think it was the right decision to raise the ballot threshold for automatic access? Obviously, your party's not going to have a problem, but do you think that it should be easier for minor parties to get on the ballot than it is under the current new tougher law?
Well, I mean, I thought the numbers prior were actually pretty good. The concept of third parties and minor parties is to give people additional voices. I mean, there is no real good argument, as far as I'm concerned, to restrict the number of opportunities a person can have to choose a political party or organization that better reflects their views of the world. Combined in New York State, those minor parties, so to speak, were getting 18, 20% of the total vote. And for the Democrats in the state legislature to essentially say, well, that we don't want to see continue, using some ministerial argument concerning ballot clutter, as though the operations of a piece of paper on a machine should stop people's votes, seems very anti-American to me.
So let's talk about the Conservative Party in general, because if I'm a voter going to vote on Election Day or early voting, I might look down the ballot and see President Trump on the Republican line and then President Trump on the Conservative line. So if I'm a voter that's trying to decide where to vote for him, why should I choose the Conservative line over the Republican line at the polls?
Well, we argue, and we all have been arguing, that by voting Conservative, you're sending a stronger message. The president essentially identifies himself as a conservative. So in New York State, you're giving that opportunity. We certainly want you to vote for him. So we're not going to, if you vote for him on the Republican line, fine with us. But we believe by giving us a stronger vote, you are actually accomplishing more, because you are sending that message that the Conservative Party's gotten one of its highest votes ever. And in turn, to the state legislature, local government officials, to the governor, that New York State has a vibrant conservative movement. As you know, the governor on a number of occasions has made it clear he doesn't even want us in the state. We would rather, show him that hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers are sending him a message that we're New Yorkers, and just because he disagrees with us, is no real right. He has no right to try to get rid of us.
Some voters might wonder, why have both parties, just in general, not even looking at the ballot, but why have the Conservative Party and the Republican Party as separate parties? Why not take your organizing power and your candidates, I guess, and all of your organizing, and put it behind Republican establishment candidates and try to push them further in the conservative direction?
Well, you actually said the answer in it, because you called them a Republican establishment candidates. The Conservative Party was founded because of the liberal Republican establishment in the early 60s. Now, that may not be as true today, but we believe that we pull many good people a little more further over to the right on issues. We do have a social issue agenda that we do talk about. Sometimes the Republican Party is not as quick to speak about it, but it's meant as no criticism to the Republican Party. What it does mean, though, is that sometimes we actually run our own candidates. On occasion, we do endorse Democratic candidates. I can tell you, in Brooklyn, for example, there are a number of state legislators and a council member that are endorsed by the Conservative Party. So my argument would simply be that by the existence of an independent party like the Conservative Party can work as a joint effort through New York State's fusion laws, which allow the votes of two parties to be combined, but it also works as kind of a leverage to cause successful Republican candidates and Democratic candidates to move a little bit more in our direction.
So you're supporting President Donald Trump this year for re-election, and there's a lot on the ballot, obviously, with the presidency, with Congress, with the Senate. But I'm wondering, just looking at the president and over the last 4 years, since he announced his campaign in 2015, I feel like the Conservative Party has had some new energy breathed into it that it may not have had before. What do you see as the president's impact on the Conservative Party and its future? Because I know that some younger voters may say, well, the Conservative Party doesn't really have a future. But as we've seen through the president, you really have a new energy happening.
Well, the president is enormously popular with the Conservative Party, whether it be on his support of Second Amendment or his pro-life positions or his economic policies. There's a lot of there's a lot of good to be said about his foreign policy initiatives. Conservatives are no way, shape, or form warmongers. So when he started talking about withdrawing troops from Afghanistan, we were pleased with his approach. We are clearly America First type political party. So he really speaks our language. I would identify him. There's, on occasion, you have presidents that you clearly identify with you. Ronald Reagan would be one that the Conservative Party clearly identified with the party. And President Trump is another one of those presidents.
All right, Conservative Party Chair Jerry Kassar, thanks so much for being here.